to another episode of Fishing with Big D. On today's episode, I'll be reviewing a new product that I've gotten. This is going to be the Tackle Trolley system. So if you're a fisherman and you're like myself, more than likely you've got a ton of fishing gear all piled up somewhere. It's not neat, it's not organized, it's just strawed out everywhere. And you probably got fishing rods and reels, combos piled up in every corner. Just very, very messy, not neat, and unorganized. So I ended up purchasing this product through Amazon. I'll show you the link down in the description below if you're interested in it. Ended up catching this on sale. I'm not for sure how long that will last, but for 45 bucks, I got this racking system and free shipping. So I'm sure it's while supplies last only. So if you're interested in it, once again, the link will be down in the description below. So what we'll do is we'll go over this product. I'll show you how quick and easy it is to assemble, and we will go from there. We'll take it and put it in the office I've got going on back here and put some actual product on it, and let's see how it holds up and see how well it organizes like it states. So I'll give you, let me show you this description packet here. That's going to be what it generally looks like when assembled, and we'll go over some of the details about the product. I'll put the placards here on the left side of the screen. Alright guys, so this is going to be the Tackle Trolley, and it's coming to you from Old Cedar Outfitters. So I ended up buying the aluminum version with the powder coat black finish. Matches more of my office details, but I believe they also offer some different unique colors, and they offer a wooden cedar feature as well. I think it'll be a different pricing though, but once you click the link below, you should be able to populate all the different styles. Alright guys, so let's talk about what all is going on with this item. Like I stated, it is a aluminum product. It's really neat. It's a wire rack system. You got 3 shelving units that will stack, and then you've got 2 rod holders that set on both ends that hold 6 rods. It states rod and reel combos. We'll see how well that works out. It also has a clip system that mounts on the side that will hold your fishing rods straight and even, with a base that holds the tips at the bottom. So it should hold them very well. You shouldn't have to worry about them flopping around, falling off and breaking an eye, something to that extent. It also boasts that it will hold up to, I think it's 35 pounds per shelf, and as a part of that, the overall weight, I believe, is around 150 pounds when distributed evenly between the rack systems. So it also boasts that it's easy to install and put together. Just by looking at it, it looks like there's about a dozen pieces. I do not see any hardware, no nuts and bolts or screws, so it looks like everything will screw in with threaded materials and or clip and pop in place. Doesn't look like it'll be hard at all, probably real fast and quick assembly. It also boasts that it has some of the retail rack hanging hooks like you would see with your plastic bags, so you can hang product from that as well, and they're designed to hold fishing line spools as well. Overall, it looks like a pretty neat little product. Looks strong and industrial. There's a lot of neat little features here on the side that I'll continue to post up so you can see it and read it for yourself. Alright guys, so let's start the assembly process and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I'm going to slowly piece this together and we will go from there. So the first step is you want to lay all your parts out, but first process will be to work with the rods with the coaster wheels at the bottom. As you can see, this is a regular coaster wheel, and then you will have one that has a brake. Those will be the 2 different coaster wheels. So the first process is to take the 2 with the brakes, and you're going to take these 2 pieces on the map. It's identified as part number 2. See that it says top with an arrow. That needs to be facing up. You're going to take 2 of these, you're going to place them together like so and create a little cuffling, I think is what they call it. This will be, or act like a bushing. It will rest at the top of the rod here. I'm just going to slide it on. You might have to take it back apart and piece it around like so. Alright, so I've got the piece slid on as far down as it will go, as you can see there. You're going to repeat this process for all 4 wheels. Excuse me, rods with wheels. So I'm going to take, like I said, item number 2, make sure both arrows are pointing up for top. Take my rod with a wheel, and I'm going to slide this over until it reaches the threaded part there, and I will clip it in place like so. And there you have it. You're going to do that for all 4 rods on step 1. Alright, so next process, we're going to take the bottom rack. There's no difference between all 3, so just pick one, and you want this lip here to be facing down. So this is the wrong side, as you could, I don't know if you can tell in the video orientation, but you don't want this facing up. You want it to be flat surface all the way across. So we're going to take this, we're going to take our bottom wheel with a brake. That's going to go right here on this back side. It's going to slip inside of that ring. And you're going to do that with all 4 bottom pieces that have the wheels. The 2 with brakes will be on the back side of the rack. You want both braking wheels on the back side of your rack. It doesn't really show good picture in the back part, but both locking wheels should be in the back. Alright guys, so this is what your product will look like once you've inserted all 4 of the rolling wheel systems on the rack. Alright guys, so the next step of the process is you're going to take your threaded rods. They'll have this double-sided thread piece here. You just screw the insert in. Most of them were already together. I just saw that one didn't have it. But you'll screw that in and it should tighten in place. You're going to take that end with the thread and you're going to insert it through the top piece here, and you're going to screw that in, and that will connect to your bottom pipe there. You're just going to tighten it hand tight. You don't really need to cross thread it or anything. Alright, so we got that piece in place, and we will repeat with all 4 sides. You're just going to insert and screw these all the way in hand tight. That's going to produce your bottom shelf first, and then we will have something to mount our next shelf to. Alright guys, so now we're going to put the bottom shelf on. I've done this a little bit in reverse, but I thought it was the easiest way. You'll take your caster wheels that are threaded on with this little bolt right here. If you'll hold the top hexagon piece here with a wrench, you can unscrew this just about by hand. I've taken all 4 off. I slid my bottom shelf on right here. I'm letting that rest. And now I'm taking my clip pieces. Remember, you're doing this upside down. This goes so the arrow will face down where it says top. You got your 2 pieces and they're both facing down. You're just gonna slide them on and clamp them together until they reach that first notch, which is where I want my particular shelf to sit. You can adjust these however you want. It comes with additional bushing pieces, so don't worry if you have extra. This is in case some of them break or wear out over time. Just going to put all 4 pieces on and lock it in place in that first clip. We're going to do this repeated on all 4 sides. Lock them in place and slide them down, and they should hit that first clamp. Alright, so now we're going to flip the shelf over and lock the bottom shelf in place. Well, we might be able to do it upright like this. Good enough to hold while we re-thread our wheels back in like so. Like I said, you can do this with a wrench. You can almost do it by hand, but you will want to tighten that piece in. All right, I'm going to screw all 4 of these back in. We'll flip it up in place and we'll go on to the next step. All right, so we got our wheels back in place. In case you need to know, it was a 12mm wrench for this little hex type nut at the top. The only tool I've had to use so far. And if you actually slide the shelf in first on the original build at step 1, you wouldn't have to do that, but I went ahead and done it this way because I wanted to see how far I needed to line these shelves up. So now that we have it in place, we're going to flip our rack over. I'm just going to put a little pressure on it so that it locks everything in place and those little bushings. Alright guys, now we're ready to move to the next step. It's coming along well. We got our rollers in place. Alright, the next step in the process is to take both of your rod butt holders and attach them to the bottom rack. That's this one here next to the floor. And if you'll look here, it's plain and simple. They have a clip that will clip onto the wire rack like so. I'm going to attach both of these real quick and we'll come back to the next step. Alright guys, let's do the last step, which is to put the top shelf on. It's going to be the exact same repeated process. You're going to take your bushing clips here. They have an arrow that says top pointing up. That's the orientation of the shelf right now, so we want these to be up. You're just going to slide them on, lock them in place, and then you're going to slide them up until you hear that clicking sound. You can adjust these because there's grooves all up and down all the rods, so you can put the shelves at different heights, whichever one you prefer to be at. But it recommends that all your shelves be at least 1 foot to 1.5 foot apart. That's to spread the weight out evenly. So we'll put all 4 clips on and then we will install our top shelf. I've chosen to go with the recommendation of all the way on the bottom, middle section where the 2 rods connect, and the top shelf on the very top location. Just because I have some tall tackle boxes and storage that will be setting on here. But if you want to be more specific, you can adjust to your liking. Once again, we're just going to put all 4 clips on and throw the shelf on. Take our final shelf, you want the skirt orientated downward so that you've got a flat level surface. This should pop right in place. Just using a little bit of pressure. There we go. Alright, we have this section ready. Let's move to the next step. Alright guys, so the next step is to install the top section of the rod holder. If you'll look here, these are 6 individual slide-in guides that will pop open a little bit there. This is going to help hold them and maintain them in place. They are sliding on this rail and adjustable. They do have a stopper so these don't pop out or fall out, which is neat. And it's simple. You're just going to connect the clips here like so. These are adjustable as well, so I'm going to spread them out as far as I can so that they lock in place and distribute the weight more evenly. You're going to do that on both sides like so. Just spread them out to the desired width that you have. And they will lock in place when done. So now you have the rod holder guides at the top, and your bases will hold the buttstock of your fishing rod. Alright guys, so up next is the final process piece of the project, and this is the little retail pick hook hangers that they have. And they're the exact same system, they just slide in place and lock like so. You can stick these in and adjust them however you need to. This is to hold fishing line. It'll hold spools. You just slide it through the whole loop on there. And it will also hold your retail packaging of like your plastics and lures. neat little product that they put together. I thought it was a good idea, and we're gonna go try and put some items on this and set it up in my actual office and let you see the finished product of the items on the storage rack. Alright guys, so we've got our finished product together in here. I've taken some of my clutter and my mess that's stored around and filled this thing up, got it organized. So top shelf here, I've got my normal size tackle boxes. I got some face lanyard gear. I've got rods, reels, and just about anything you can think of. I've got my GoPro. On the front, you've got these storage rack hook systems like in the stores, the peg hooks. This will hold your gear, your hard tackle. There's plenty of places to clip a carabiner on. I've got my fishing net here, and I've got my large tackle box in the bottom. Got some tackle coverings. So overall, it will hold up to 150 pounds. It still slides pretty good on the rolling wheel system, as you can see. And the rod holder system, it does show that it can hold 6 rods. I think it can hold 6 rods of your smaller rods with no reels attached. No problem on both sides. But when you put the actual combos with the reels together, it's more or less going to hold 3 comfortably. I wouldn't push more than that, but they are sliding and adjustable. So plenty of storage, plenty of space, really neat product. Be sure to go check it out. The link's in the description below. I got this on sale for 45 bucks, including shipping. So pretty good deal in my book for the storage and capacity. All right guys, that's gonna be it. Be sure to drop a thumbs up if you thought this video was helpful. That will help with the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate it very much. If you like my content, be sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. That will give you notifications every time I drop out a new video.